Hey everybody, it's Dr. T. Let's talk about what's in a name. I don't even know how to start this video because people get so caught up on, I don't have a disorder, I don't have a problem, I don't have a this, I'm just in a mood, I'm just in a funk. I'm not depressed, I'm not anxious, I don't have this, that, or the other. I could go on and on and on. And, my thing is, call it whatever you need to call it. Yes, as doctors, I have to give it a diagnosis. I have to make a treatment plan if I want to get paid by your insurance company, right? But for you, if you're not comfortable, parents will say, I don't want to label my child. That's my favorite one. Well, we could have a whole nother video because you label your child all the time, but I digress. Let's talk about what's in a name. How do you know when it's more than just a mood? How do you know when it's a problem that's interfering with your life, interfering with your joy, interfering with your ability to find happiness? Someone reminded me of something I said to them recently, and it helped them when it was time to help someone else. And that's why I do these videos, right? To fill you with knowledge and information that can be helpful somewhere along the way. So if you're down, if you're worried, we all are, right? I like to think of our mood as a range. Most of the time people think mood is this flat, linear, stable. But in actuality, any straight line, if you look at it close enough, is actually constant fluctuation. And so if we think back to, your math days where 0 is neutral, +1, +2, +3, etc. are happy, and -1 and -2 and -3 are sad, and you can go way up or you can go way down. So let's think of our mood in terms of a math problem. And so most of the time we're somewhere, pick a range, +3 to -3. And our little amplitude goes up and down within that range. Every once in a while, something really bad happens or something that makes you sad, and you might go down to a -4 or a -5, but you bounce back up. And that's what mood does. It bounces around depending on what's going on in your life, what has happened to you or happened to the people that you know, or even sometimes what's happening in the world, what you're watching on TV. But it bounces up and down. It becomes a problem when it stays at a certain number or range for too long. So you're -7, -7, -8, -7, -8, -9, -7, -9, -8. We're all the way, and we can't for days and days and days, not able to experience pleasure, not able to have the energy to enjoy our lives or do the things that we want to do, not able to sleep in our normal sleep patterns. I always think about, for my older generation, do you remember that little boy in the Peanuts cartoon that had the cloud over his head, Linus? He went everywhere that all the other kids went. He went to school, he went to the playground, he went to all the little shows that they put on, he participated, but there was always this cloud that followed him, and he just was never able to get rid of that cloud. That's when it starts to interfere with your life, because you are meant to shine. You are meant to be bright and happy and joy and give others some of that light and some of that shine and some of that joy. You're meant to share your gift with the world. And when you're not able to do that, not only do you suffer, but the world suffers. So when is it a problem? What's in a name? When do I get help? When you're not able to be your best self and give freely of yourself because of the mood, right? And it could be a depressed mood. It could be an anxious mood. You're so worried. You can't stop thinking about things. You have to have things in a certain way, or you got a real attitude. Like everybody knows, don't move her dishes in the cabinet, right? There's all different ways that our mood can be affected. and that it can interfere with our life. We think of the big things like, oh, I'm hearing voices, or she's suicidal, she wants to kill herself. But what about you just wish you were never born? What about you feel like there's never any hope that there's going to be brightness for you? Those are ways of having what we call passive suicidal ideation. Just the thought of life isn't worth living. I wish I were never born. You never ever said you wanted to kill yourself, but that's still a sign that something isn't right and that you're not living your fullest life and you're not able to give whatever it is God put into you to give. So what's in a name? When is it time to seek help? When it's interfering with your ability to be your best self, to give of yourself the way that you really know you can deep down inside. That's when it's time to seek help. That help might be therapy. That help might be medication, might be exercise, might be meditation. There are many, many different paths to healing, but just take a step on that path. Whatever works for you, it's okay for me. I want you to be well. I want you to be a better you. Until next time, I'm Dr. T.